Hey guys, today we're going to react to Iron Maiden Rime of the Ancient Mariner live after death in 1985. The original video is in the description and this was recommended by a lot of people, so I decided to check it out. It's the live version because apparently it's superior to the studio version. Not really sure, but a lot of y'all said to check out the live first instead of the studio, so here I am. And this is the 1985 version, which means that probably um, Bruce Dickinson is already in the band, so it's not Paul Diano, if I'm correct. Maybe it's both, maybe not, I don't know. But I guess we're gonna find out in just a few seconds. Like and subscribe if you're interested in the content, and there's also a lot of other bands and Iron Maiden as well on the channel if you're interested. Um, like I did The Writing on the Wall, Hallowed Be Thy Name, The Wasted Years, Writing on the Wall, I already said it, but also so many others that you guys can check out on the channel. And this is my first time ever listening to this, so let's press play in 3, 2, 1, play. Let's see what this is about, I'm not really sure. I'm expecting very heavy guitar riffs. There he
As
is.
you might know, we've got a new album wandering around at the moment. The album is called Power Slave, alright?
I think I heard about that album before, actually.
What we thought we'd do on this one, rather than write the usual, you know what I mean, 3.5-minute hit single and all that stuff and get on all the usual bullshit kind of shows and all the rest of it, what we thought we'd do is we'd do something a little different. We did a song on this album that's about 13 minutes long, right? Little track we're going to do for you. Written by a guy a very long time ago, a guy by the name of Samuel Taylor Coleridge actually wrote a poem on which this song is based, alright? And this poem, I'm sad to say, was written while under the influence of drugs.
I just love the fact. One, I have two things to say. I never heard him speak. That's how much I know about Iron Maiden. So this is my first time ever listening to him speak. I already listened to him singing, but his singing and speaking voice are completely different, you know. And this is the first time. He has a very British voice. Did not expect that. I know that they're British, but I didn't expect such a British accent, you know. Also, I didn't know about the backstory of this song, so as well as what he's explaining of the context, we're also going to analyze the lyrics later, and not really sure what to expect. I just really liked his little monologue, not monologue, dialogue with the crowd right here.
Now, we're not talking here the kind of drugs that I normally take, which is maybe the odd cup of tea or something like that, you know, before a concert.
I kind of also find funny that, you know, Iron Maiden sounds like such a, you know, very hard rock, kind of devilish, dark, keep your children away from the band type of band, you know. But they really are just normal guys who like making music, and I like how they don't really have the theme of like darkness and stuff like that. They really just show history. A lot of the times it's about hope. Sometimes it's dark, sometimes not. Sometimes it's a little bit funny, kind of cartoony, goofy, a little bit evil in the best sense possible. You know, it's not like they are very, not that they aren't very serious, but that they are, you know, not really putting an image of somebody who's like dark and does drugs and goes out, you know, and killed somebody and went to jail or something, you know.
We're talking serious drugs, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about marijuana.
Like, this is just a normal conversation. Let me just rewind because I missed that.
Do you know this stuff used to be legal in the 19th century in England, alright? In those days, they didn't used to call it marijuana, they used to call it hemp, right, which is the stuff they used to make ropes out of in those days. And did you know that the Queen of England, that's Queen Victoria, who was the Queen of England in those days, she used to get really, really bad period pains, you know what I mean? Really terrible. And in her diary, she used to write, had really terrible period pains today. Georgie was very annoyed. That was her husband, the king, you know what I mean? And she used to go to the toilet and have a couple of joints to kind of mellow out a little bit. Did you know that?
I don't know how the crowd would, you know,
What's happened to the state of the
how they would
fucking
react to
Rime?
Tepsi.
Rime of the ancient manner, if you dare.
Oh. Okay. Didn't expect them to start so suddenly, huh? Oh. I feel like I heard this song before, in the sense that I think I've heard similar chords before. Maybe it was an Iron Maiden song. Tell me if there is like another song that kind of uses the same chords, because I feel like I reacted to some other song with the same chord structure, at least similar, you know? But this sounds really, really good. But I really like the guitar riff, it's really hard rock and kinda nice. I also like their stage props as well. I think there's a kangaroo in the background. Or like a sphinx. I also really like the bass. I like how I really like how, you know, like he puts a lot of energy. You can feel like really hyped up. He really is the frontman. It's not just the vocalist, he is the frontman. He's going to really lift up the show and kind of like not only the band but also the crowd to sing along and stuff like that. So that's really interesting to see. He actually has a really good stage presence, and I also really like the bass. I think this is either the bass or the guitar. I'm not really sure because it's very low quality, so I can see how many strings there are. But I'd say probably the bass. The bass is really good. I'd say that like usually bass players are in the background, not really playing much. You know, not really filling too many sounds and not really adding too much and just really keeping it very low. But this is very different because Iron Maiden does put a lot of effort into making all of the sound kind of like full and not really lacking somewhat. And they did the same thing again with Rime the Ancient Mariner? I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. By the way, I'm not American, so, don't blame me. Okay. The drums are also really well done. I really like his vocals. It's so like he hits such high notes and it's really satisfying. I like how he has like a little fry every time and now and then. Like has a little vocal fry that quite adds a lot to the experience, you know. It's not like he's singing perfectly, he's singing a little bit more, what do you call it? A little bit more rusty, kind of like heavy as well. You know, it's not meant to be perfect like a choir or anything like that. And I feel like that's one of the things that I would say differentiate an artist from like AI and something like that. For example, an AI would, or like a autotune and producing engineers and stuff like that, usually they want something that is perfect, something that has the clarity and the perfect voice and everything else, but then they lack this kind of stuff, which is the kind of like the humanity and kind of like the imperfection that makes perfection, let's say. Like these little sudden glimpses of vocal fry, and also like the very high notes, and also the like experience of him just going around the stage and really screaming on top of his lungs, hitting every high note with just his talent, is really what makes the experience with like Bruce Dickinson and many other bands who are true to their humanity a little bit better than artificial, or at least just yet. Maybe it's gonna be better in the future, I don't know. But I also really like the fact that I'm pretty sure that Bruce Dickinson is still touring, which is crazy, because I think he was probably in his late 20s here, maybe early 20s, I'm not really sure, when he was born or anything like that, but I'd say that he's probably like in his late 60s today, nowadays, not really sure. It's still pretty cool, and it's all like a clip of him on stage and singing and doing all his frontman like skills, really hyping up the crowd, even though he's older now and probably doesn't have much of a voice such as this one anymore, but he still has his presence there. So yeah, let's continue. Oh, that is really cool. You can really see that the influences that Metallica took from. Oh, that was really cool. Okay, I'm just gonna rewind real quick. I was gonna say, I really like how you can see the influences that Metallica probably took from Iron Maiden and Megadeth and many other bands as well. So it's really cool. I think I really like the drums here. Oh, they're really dry, good. That was really cool. I wonder who she is. Oh, listen to the bass. I think some of y'all said that Iron Maiden was never really mainstream, right? Or they didn't care about radio play. Maybe that's their top quality. Ooh. Probably this is like an instrumental break, maybe? Sounds completely different to what you would expect from Iron Maiden. By the way, is that a fretless bass or am I crazy? I think it is actually. There's a little bit of smoke as well. kind of like painting an atmosphere of maybe like solitude, maybe. It's very kind of cryptic and enigmatic, you know. I think this is really cool. It sets a lot of atmosphere, kind of like the wall that I was listening earlier. I don't think I've seen Iron Maiden do it before, so this is really cool. Boom. I wonder what they're gonna do from here, you know? Sounds kind of spacey, a little psychedelic as well. Which I guess makes sense with what Bruce Dickinson said at the beginning. Ooh. Maybe the sea creatures are like the Kraken or something. I like the sudden change. They're really cool. I like the sudden change in like the narrative. Like it was all kind of like peaceful, and then suddenly something terrible happens. You know, the plot twist pretty much. That is going to drive the story forward. That is really cool. And the theatric as well. If nobody dares tell me that Bruce Dickinson wouldn't play well as a pirate in like a movie. Oh, a little guitar solo. I really like the guitar. And that is really satisfying, really good. This is a really good guitar duo, by the way. This is a really good guitar, kind of like two solos at once. It's really cool. Honestly, probably the best solo yet. Maybe not, I don't know. But The Writing on the Wall also had a really cool guitar solo, I'm pretty sure. And this one also really has a cool guitar solo, as well as the riff itself. The guitar riff is really good, you know. But yeah, let's see where this goes. But I like their chemistry. They have a lot of chemistry, I'd say. Maybe they like had a big fight later. I'm not sure. But like looking from afar, I'd say that they have some good chemistry to really produce music, and you know, really like sync up with each other, be a little bit more harmonic and kind of like melodic as well. So yeah. It's really pretty good drums, honestly. Honestly, I feel like Bruce Dixon is so fast with his lyrics that I feel like he's gonna start like rapping at one point. So apparently the main character dies. Or maybe his like help dies anyways. Oh, those guitars are really good. Okay, so I think that's the end of the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. That was really cool. I really liked the guitar riff. I really liked the solo right here as well. There's so many good parts of it. I really like the bass, really like the drums, really like Bruce Dixon as vocalist, as a frontman as well. He's kind of funny as well. I also like the stage, like lights and smoke and that kind of stuff. I also really like the little section with the instrumental break where, you know, they had quite an atmosphere of like solitude, kind of bluesy, kind of like sad, kind of depressing, sorrowful, because apparently his entire crew of 200 died, I think, anyways. But that's why we're going to analyze the lyrics right now. Okay, so I read a little bit of Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and apparently it's pretty cool. I really like how coherent and kind of like direct, and you can really understand what they were going for right here. Probably because of the original poem by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, I think it's pronounced. But apparently it's based on that poem, and then it became the longest Iron Maiden song with 13 minutes and 45 seconds, then dethroned by Empire of the Clouds in 18 minutes. So, yeah. And so I'm going to read verse by verse and kind of like explain what I understood from it. And if I missed something, you guys can also tell me in the comments what your interpretations are and stuff. Hear the rhyme of the ancient mariner, see his eye as he stops one of three. Mesmerizes one of the wedding guests, stay here and listen to the nightmares of the sea. So it's pretty much somebody who's like in a corner or maybe like in an alleyway. Then three like wedding guests, I guess, passes by. But then the two of them just go away while one of them stays to hear the nightmares of the sea. Basically the tale of what I would assume like an old wise man, you know. And the music plays on as the bride passes by, caught by his spell, and the mariner tells his tale. So pretty much, you know, the wedding is going to happen. He's going to miss the wedding because he is caught by the spell of the mariner, who's going to tell his tale about what happened, and stuff like that. Driven south to the land of the snow and ice, to a place where nobody's been, through the snow, fog flies on the albatross, hailed in God's name, hoping good luck it brings. So pretty much I'd say from driven south to the land of snow and ice, I'd say maybe it's like Antarctica or something like that, the Arctic, not really sure, because it is the land of snow and ice, unless it's Iceland, because, you know, it has ice in the neck, you know. But yeah, like it must be because it's a place where nobody's been, you know. And the ship sails on back to the north, so they pretty much went to south where there's ice and snow, and they are going back to the north where they came from, apparently, through the fog and ice, and the albatross follows on. So pretty much there's an albatross following them, wishing them good luck. But then the mariner kills the bird of good omen. His shipmates cry against what he's done, but when the fog clears, they justify him and makes themselves a part of the crime. So pretty much the mariner kills the albatross who is wishing them good luck, and the shipmates were like, "What are you doing?" Pretty much. But then when the fog clears, they just go like, "It's fine, it's all right. You did a good job," pretty much. So they're part of the crime, you know. They're part of the consequence as well. Sailing on and north across the sea, sailing on and north till all is calm. The albatross begins with its vengeance. A terrible curse, a thirst has begun. His shipmates blame bad luck on the mariner. About his neck, the dead bird is hung. So, like, the albatross begins with its vengeance, so because it was maybe a good omen, it became a bad omen to kill it. A terrible curse. A thirst has begun. I'd say that the thirst has literal, like they are literally thirsty, like their throats are dry, because it also talks about water in the next verse, so I'd say that that's probably literal, you know, it's not like there's a thirst for vengeance or whatever. Maybe it's like supposed to be both meanings at the same time. Then they hung a dead bird, the albatross, on his neck, I guess to make him repent for what he did. And the curse goes on and on and on at sea, and the first goes on and on for them and me. Day after day, we stuck nor breath nor motion, as idle as painted ship upon a painted ocean. Water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. So pretty much they're thirsty, and they are in the middle of nowhere, no wind, no nothing to really go anywhere. They're just stuck in motion in the middle of the sea without anywhere to drink water or to eat. So yeah. There, calls the mariner. There comes a ship over their line, but how can she sail with no wind in her sails and no tide? See, onward she comes, onward she nears out of the sun. See, she has no crew, she has no life, but wait, there's two. So it's pretty much like another ship comes by, but she has no wind in her sails and no tide, so how is she coming over, you know? But then they see that there's no crew, but wait, there's two. Death and she, life and death, they throw their dice for their crew. She wins their mariner and he belongs to her now. Then crew one by one, they drop down dead, 200 men. She life and death, she lets him live, her chosen one. So pretty much death and life and death are two different entities or people or personifications of death. Death is pretty much somebody or no someone or I guess something that kind of abides by the law of nature, where somebody dies, they're going to get sent to heaven or hell. And life and death apparently is a little bit more ambiguous, because she can collect the soul and do whatever she really wants to do with it. So apparently they throw their dice for the crew, so pretty much it's based on luck, and the mariner wins over the life and death. So he is her prisoner now, pretty much, the chosen one who is let to live, while the rest is going to get killed. 200 of them died one by one after one by the star-dogged moon, too quick for a groan or sigh. Each turned his face with a ghastly pang, and cursed me with his eye. 40 times 50 living men, and I heard nor sigh nor grow. With heavy thump, a lifeless lump, they dropped down one by one. So pretty much, one by one they fall, 200 of them, so quick that they don't even express pain or anything, they just die, and that's pretty much it. The curse, it lives on in their eyes. The mariner, he wished he'd die, along with the sea creatures, but they lived on, so did he. So pretty much he's feeling a lot of guilt from looking at their eyes while they die, pretty much. And by the light of the moon, he prays for their beauty, not doom. With heart, he blesses them, God's creatures, all of them too. So pretty much he learned his lesson not to kill the animal, and to actually bless them and pray for their beauty, not doom. Then the spell starts to break. The albatross falls from his neck, sinks down like lead into the sea. Then down in falls comes the rain. So pretty much it starts raining when the albatross falls down from his neck, and apparently sinks down directly to the sea. And the spell is broken, so there's no curse anymore. Hear the grums of the long dead seamen. See them stir and they start to rise, bodies lifted by good spirits, none of them speak, and they're lifeless in their eyes. Then revenge is still sought, penance starts again, cast into a trance, and the nightmares carries on. So pretty much the dead seaman just starts to rise up again, apparently being reincarnated or reborn as good spirits, or maybe they got possessed by good spirits, and they don't really speak or really see anything. They're just, helping him out to really go somewhere. Nightmares carries on. Now the curse is finally lifted and the mariner sights his home. Spirits go from the long dead bodies, form their own light, and the mariner's left alone. So pretty much the bodies just fall flat again, and the mariner finally sees his home after so much travel. And then a boat came sailing down towards him, and it was a joy he could not believe. The pilot's boat, his son, and the hermit, penance of life will fall onto him. So pretty much the pilot, his son, and the hermit, maybe a reference to like the Trinity of God, which is the Holy Spirit, the Father, the Son. Maybe there's something to it, which I guess makes sense because it is it's related to the creatures of God, so there's a little bit of it's not too far-fetched to say so. And apparently they're going to help him out. Maybe it's God himself, who's going to get him out of this situation. And the ship, it sinks like lead into the sea, and the hermit shrieks the mariner of his sins. So pretty much the hermit or the Holy Spirit pretty much, cleanses him of his sin. And the ship that was once the place where the crew died sinks into the sea. The mariner is bound to tell his story, to tell this tale wherever he goes, to teach God's words by example, that we must love all things that God made. The wedding guest, a sad and wiser man, and the tale goes on and on and on. So it's pretty much, the mariner survives and tells his tale along the town, to teach about God's word by his own example, that we must pretty much not kill albatross and not really, kill any animals, otherwise we're gonna get a curse and stuff like that. And then the wedding guest, who was waiting for the tale to end, is now a sad and wiser man, because, it is quite a depressing story. It's not a happy story or anything, but he's still wiser, and the tale goes on and on and on. So pretty much it just goes by word of mouth, and each generation will learn about the mariner's tale. So that was really cool. I really liked the lyrics, and I really liked the creativity and how, it was also shown to us. It's not really, too hard to understand or anything like that, and it's very well compact, I'd say. It was written by Steve Harris, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And he's a great lyricist, I'd say. And I think he's the bass player and also the leader of the band. Not really sure if I can confirm that or not, or at least was at one point. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe, because this took a while. This took 1 hour to do, and yeah. There's also a lot of other Iron Maiden songs, and also you can comment down below what other Iron Maiden songs or other bands as well that I should react to in the future. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.